Rob Evans, model citizen, business co-owner, ex-rugby player, is still trying to get out on bail, guys. I don't understand why this guy has not abandoned his bail bid after the evidence that is coming out from the autopsy of Vanessa Van Rensburg. Now, guys, Rob Evans is innocent until proven guilty in a court of law, but I do think that there should be no bail for GBV crimes. Guys, I'm going to share her autopsy reports because we should be more angry than what we are. Guys, these are horrific injuries. If you are sensitive, please don't listen. Leave a heart, but please don't listen. Now, guys, I'm going to start with the fact that she had 23 injuries. So the pathologist went around her body, counted all the places where she had been hurt. 23 injuries. Guys, this was a prolonged assault. Vanessa didn't die instantly. She was tortured. This is the type of cuck that is outlawed in the Geneva Convention. People at war cannot even legally do this to each other, and this man is accused of doing it to one of our sisters. Now, I'm going to start with the head. So she had multiple abrasions to the head, and her skull was still intact, but she had multiple injuries to her skull, and she had bleeding on the scalp. And so specifically to the back and the side regions of her head, which makes me think that while she was walking away, this is all my speculation that I'm gonna sprinkle in, but it makes me think that while she was walking away, he maybe came up behind her and smacked her with the bottle. We don't know if it was the bottle, what he did, but he's an ex-rugby player. He's a big guy, right? A clap from him is gonna KO someone. So I think he probably smacked her from behind to cause those types of injuries. And then, guys, she had abrasions here by her nostrils. So an abrasion is kind of something that you get when your skin comes off a little bit. Think of it like maybe if you have a little bit of carpet burn or road rash, something along those lines. So she had abrasions here. And I don't know, maybe she was screaming. This is what I think, guys. She was screaming. And then I think what Rob Evans did, I think he put his hand like this over, and then she was fighting, right, swinging her head around, but to get her to stop screaming, I think he went like this, and that's how she got those abrasions. Guys, then she had hemorrhages to the lower part of her head. She had both wrists. She had injuries to her jaw. I mean, I think that all comes from that initial attack when someone is in your face and trying to keep you down and you're busy fighting. There's one thing that's clear, is that Vanessa fought for her life. Then she had both wrists. She had injuries. That's obviously, guys, where he was holding her down while he was busy assaulting her. She had injuries on her fingers. So like, I think she was maybe scratch or fight, and then he was holding her down. Guys, this is absolutely atrocious. I am getting like shivers of anger, like just reading this. Then she had a lot of injuries on the right side of her shoulder. Now, and then her arm as well. And now I don't know if Vanessa was right-handed, but I assume she was right-handed, right? Because what I'm thinking is when you're trying to defend yourself, you always defend yourself with your strongest hand, which in most cases of us is right-handed, right? So I think she was trying to defend herself, and then as she was trying to defend herself, he was grabbing her to stop her from defending herself, and that's how she got all these bruises and abrasions in her right arm. And she also had bruises to her right elbow. She was probably trying to do whatever you can. When you get in those situations, you do whatever you can to get yourself out of them. And she was probably like, she was fighting for her life, guys. It doesn't stop there. She had on her right thigh, guys, this is when I think he got her on the ground, because I think they had a fight and he had to subdue her, and eventually he overpowered her, and then he got her on the ground, right? And then she had bruises to her right thigh, because I think she was trying to kick. When you're trying to kick, right, he probably put his legs, like his knee, into her thigh to stop her from kicking him, to control her, guys. She was fighting. And then she had injuries even on her feet and her back. And I think it's because he pushed her down on the floor, because we know she was found lying on the lounge floor. I think he pushed her down, right? While this fight is happening, he is busy probably smacking her in the head, trying to subdue her. And he, like, her injuries, right, extended all the way down her legs to her feet. Because I think while he was on top of her, just imagine, Vanessa was this petite, I doubt she could have weighed more than 60 kilograms woman, and you have this huge rugby player bulk guy on top of you, beating you up. Guys, this is absolutely horrific. This woman died an absolute horrific death. And then, guys, the final injury, we don't know whether he beat her with the bottle or not. That is still up for debate, because some of the marks that are found on her body can resemble either the bottle or bite marks. And guys, I don't know which one is worse, to be honest. They're both equally disgusting probabilities that I have to think about in my head that this poor woman went through. But guys, the last injuries that she had were, she had little hemorrhages in her eyes. So that's from when he was strangling her. That's how, one of the theoretically causes of death. Because you know what? Despite from her punctured lung, her rib that punctured her lung, right? She had multiple head injuries. I think that any one of them, the pathologist ultimately ruled that it was blunt force trauma that killed her to the chest and head. But I think that any one of those injuries could have probably resulted in a very serious prognosis. Guys, when he was strangling her, he was doing it with such force that he popped the blood vessels in her eyes. This man wants to walk around us like a free person. He wants to carry on with his life after he allegedly did this. No, guys, we have to say no bail, Rob Evans. You stay behind bars until you face the music in a trial where you take responsibility for the atrocious things that you have done to Vanessa Van Rensburg.